This video is about more research tools that you want to do in your market research for your site. These are good tools to use just getting started and trying to figure out a niche. They're also really good for figuring out what your competition is like and to make sure that you know about all the different sources out there that you need to be keeping track of, whether you're just starting or you have a current blog and you haven't used these tools before to set up things like Google Alerts, Notify Me, and other things. Okay, the first one we're going to look at is Omgili, and we're going to stick with our example of photography. And on this one, you just want to put in the very base keywords to start with. You don't want to put in photography tips or photography. You don't want to do long tail at first. You want to find conversations, and that's what Omgili is all about, is conversations. Who's talking in forums and other places around the web, on blogs, all kinds of places that you need to keep track of, and find conversations so that you can see what people are really interested in. In photography, you'd be looking for conversations about particular products like Canon, Nikon, things like that, and also how-to information that people are looking for, questions they're asking. So let's do a search on that real quick and see what kind of conversations we can find. Now this looks just like a Google search, and it is. It's using Google's search, and it's adding these little bubbles over here on the side. There's 4 discussions about this link. There's 2 discussions about this link, so that's what those are about. And you just click on these, a little window pops up, and you get to see what sites Omgili thinks are really important, how to be a good photographer, so that's on sitepoint.com. So you can check these kinds of things out here. It gives you a really good idea of what people are actually talking about. Photography community. This is a good one because you're finding forums and everything, so you're going to probably pull up over here all the different forum topics that are available according to Omgili and their search parameters. So this is a really cool tool. The next thing that you want to do is, as you're finding these really cool sites, you're surely finding them now with the research you've already done, and you're probably bookmarking them and things like that. You want to check out a tool called Notify Me. And what that does is, once you've found sites that you know you need to track, like forums and really big authority sites, here in the photography niche, there'd be a lot of those, then you go get a free account at Notify Me and you put in the URLs that you want to track, and then you'll be updated every time those sites update. And that's really important because it just keeps you up to date on all the latest. And another must-have tool is Google Alerts. Here what you'd want to do is put in photography tips. You want everything that'll be news, blogs, real-time video, and discussions. As it happens, I have that checked because in the beginning, if you're starting out with a blog and you really got to do some pretty hardcore research, it's important that you get that information quickly. You'll get to find things as soon as Google finds things related to photography tips. So if you're looking to get a lot of research done really quickly and add it as it happens, that's important. It's really also important as you are developing content ongoing, because if you want to scoop any new news, say Canon comes out with a new product, Nikon does whatever, then you're going to get to scoop that news before most other people, because you'll see that in your email for a Google alert right as Google finds it. Only the best results. You can do all results. I usually leave only the best results. You put in your email and you create an alert, and that's one alert for one keyword. So you can also preview the results. Life guide to photography, food shooting tips. So you get a lot of really good stuff. You can tell what you're going to get before you set the alert up. So if you set it up on a keyword and there's just not very good stuff in here, you might want to set it up on another different keyword. And what you want to do is take at least your umbrella keywords, the ones in the Google keyword tool that are going to be the biggest umbrella type topics for your niche. So if you put in photography studio tips, you get something a little bit more refined, and this is great when you're doing research for a particular piece of content. When you're ready, after you've gotten some alerts to some really great stuff, to put together your own post, that would be a good thing to do with this kind of alert. But generally in the beginning, you're going to put in some pretty short keyword. You wouldn't want to do photography because you're going to get inundated with tons of stuff. It has to be something long tail, but for niche research in the beginning, you want to put in something shorter. And for ongoing research for particular topics that you want to follow what people are saying, you might want to put something in a little bit longer to drill down to exactly what it is you're looking for. And those are probably going to come in a lot less frequently. So Google Alerts is something we all live on. We have lots of Google Alerts set up for all kinds of different things. You can set up any number of them for any number of niches, any number of topics or keywords. So this is a very, very important tool in your research toolbox. Okay, back to sites that you find. When you find a site that you don't know that much about, that looks to be important, you can see how important it is by using tools like Compete.com. Right here I have a comparison of Blog Success and Friday Traffic Report. You just hit compare. You can just put one site in here as well. You don't have to compare sites. So you can check on what Compete.com thinks the traffic and other statistics are like for the sites that you're looking for. So here in green is Friday Traffic Report, my blog, and then Blog Success is blue. That's a neat comparison. You know, you get to see what kind of traffic they're getting. According to Compete. Now these are approximations because I can tell you that I don't have a script on either site for Compete to use to show exact traffic, but it's still, you know, it still shows you some pretty good data. But you can see unique visitors, referring sites. You can see how that's really cool for the number of links that people are getting. So how many people are linking to Friday Traffic Report. So this is good information and it's free. Anything else you want to do, if you want to click on destination sites, sites receiving more traffic, sending more referring sites for the links that are coming into that site, you'd have to sign up for a pro account. But still, this gives you an idea of what's been going on every month for the last year for any site that you put in it. And the next tool is pretty cool too. It's called Quantcast, and you can put in any kind of domain that you find that you want to find out more information about. And let's say your situation is, do I want to go into this market based on how much traffic there is? I mean, is there really enough traffic? This is a better way to look at it than the Google keyword tool because it shows you an actual site and the actual data for that site. For sites, especially in Quantcast, that are using the Quantcast data system on their site. So you'll get a full, like on Gawker, I just put this in, gawker.com, you can see really detailed statistics on not only their traffic but demographics, and that's really, really important. If you can get this information for your niche research and thinking about a certain kind of site, a certain kind of market, this is really gold information. This is good stuff. So you can see that male female ratio, age, all the demographic data that you can possibly want for a site that you're looking at to see how they're doing in this market before you go into it. So this is a very, very cool tool as well. The final tool I want to show you, and there's a lot to this tool, so you're just going to need to, you know, grab a free trial and check it out. But this gives you all the advertiser information. If you want to see if people think this market is worth spending money in, meaning paying for Google AdWords, and then this is where you go. If a lot of people are advertising, you want to put that down in your notes as, hey, this is a pretty aggressive market. That means there's a lot of search, there's a lot of activity here. So this thing will track all kinds of things, and it'll tell you, you can put in specific sites and you can find their keywords that they're using. You can see what people are spending for AdWords. You can find profitable keyword and ad copy combinations if you're going to do paid advertising. But mostly for research, you just want to find out how healthy is the advertising spend in this market. And this will give you that information.